Hey guys, I look better than I did the other day. I just took a nice hot bath and I feel a little bit better. I wanted to come on here because I wanted to clarify some things for some people. Um, just rewatching some of my videos, a lot of people don't know what the story was. Why after the hospital didn't I go home? What happened? Um, and so forth. So I'm going to explain it to you. Now, this might seem a little confusing and like kind of made up. I really wish it was made up because it really isn't. Um, so, going back, we'll go back to August of 2012. I met Nick, as many of you may know. Now, with him, I didn't think anything major was gonna happen. I didn't even want to date at the time. So we got together, and about a month or so after we started dating, I want to say it was a little bit more than a month, like a month and a half. And I think I mentioned his dad passing. His dad passed away in October, and so pretty much what happened is Nick and I Nick made the decision to have me move in, and then his dad passed away. And we were thinking about buying a house before his dad passed away. I really wish we would have sat down and made an actual plan and actually gone through with it. What we planned out we were going to do. So after his dad passed away, in 2012. We didn't start the actual paperwork until 2013. His mom had brought up the paperwork, and I thought everything was going to be a go. I didn't think it was going to be that much of an issue, and it ended up being a little bit more of an issue than we thought. I was originally going to use money that was left to me, but I was having a hard time getting it because I was in Pennsylvania, and the money is in New York. Because, at that time my mom was still alive. So I was having an issue with getting the money and talking to the courts because they wouldn't tell me anything over the phone. I had to be there in person, and it's kind of costly to go up to New York. So she had brought up the sale paperwork. I had signed everything, okay? And I had found an attorney. Well, first things first. The attorney I originally found, the attorney that she suggested that I use, didn't know how to handle with my income that I get, my Social Security that I get. And before anybody says anything, I would love to work, but I physically can't. But they sat there and they had said, well, here's another attorney you can go to that's closer to your town. Okay, so I went to them, and we went there in June of 2013. And I didn't think it was going to be an issue, mind you, getting this money and buying the house. Didn't think it was going to be an issue because I was told that if I ever needed the money, it wasn't going to be an issue to get it, and so forth. So after we meet with the attorney, as you know, Nick and I broke up that following April. We were still living together, mind you. It was going to be April 2014. Still living together. My ex next door neighbor decided they were going to run their mouths and tell Nick that there were guys in and out of the house every night. I had people and wild parties when, if anybody knows me, I'm the one that hated the parties after all. Now that I've been out here, like in town and around people and whatnot, I'm able to do a lot more. But that's besides the point. He decided to listen to them. Things went downhill from that point. February of 2015, he decided he was going to bring somebody else into the house and sleep with them, and that didn't turn out well. So that blew up, and I was at that point of, I have to do something. We were still, we still wanted to buy the house. I still wanted to buy the house because I liked it. Him, on the other hand, I didn't know what he wanted to do because every time I'd ask him a question, the next door neighbor would be over, one of his friends would be over. It was a whole big mess. So, getting to June, the end of June, beginning of July, I think it was, maybe it was the end of July. I went up to New York. Biggest, I hate to say this, and this is gonna sound really awful, but I had so much fun. But it was the biggest mistake I could have made because that was when she decided she was gonna walk me to the house and she was going to do all the stuff and everything went downhill, mind you. So I got back in like the beginning of September. I stayed at a friend's house, and I thought, maybe she'd have a heart, maybe she'd, feel bad for what she did, and, she'd let me back in the house. Didn't happen. And so if you hear me plugging things in, didn't happen, okay? She still, being a see you next Tuesday, decided to, not let me in the house. And beginning of September, it was September 9th, I tried to commit suicide. September 9th, well no, it was September 8th I tried to commit suicide. September 9th is when I went into the hospital. And today would be 1 year. 1 year exactly that I haven't, I've thought about it. And don't get me wrong, I have thought about it. But in between the time of going through the house and I did think of my backup plans. I did have backup plans at that time. I was trying to get loans. I was trying to do everything. Come to find out, I didn't realize how bad my credit was. And I sat there and I flipped out. And I was on the phone every day, from the time that Nick went to work in the morning till he came home at night. I was never not on the phone. As my dad would say, I pretty much had it stapled to my ear. But I was on the phone and I got burned out of money twice. That shouldn't have happened, and I think if I would have came clean to her and told her what exactly happened, she would have maybe given me more leniency. I don't think so, but everybody keeps telling me that maybe if I should have talked to her, this is what would have happened. So now it's going on almost 3 years later, and I've been out of the house a year, and well, it's actually going almost 4 years. Sorry, 4 years since his dad passed away. 3 years since we filled out the paperwork. So now I officially have everything taken care of. I'm just waiting because I owe my attorney money, so they're not going to do anything until I pay them. So I'm waiting to take care of that. It should be taken care of, I'm hoping, by this week. But that was a long story, and it's 8 minutes, and I honestly, I may have skipped some things, and if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment below. But I tried to sum it up as best I could. And the whole thing with Nick was a he said, she said type deal, and I had a feeling that was the way it was going to be from the very get-go, so I just didn't even bother. But as always, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon.